Hey everyone, this is Hassan. Welcome to book a new session on how to become a fluent speaker. So, do you find yourself translating from your native language into English? When you want to express something in English, do you first time a sentence in your head in your native language and then slowly translate each word into English? Does that slow you down or make you feel less confident? You know what? Many English learners make this mistake while learning. I've heard a lot of my students mention the same thing. They think of a sentence in their native language and then convert it into English. What usually happens is that the result they get after translating in their heads is often grammatically incorrect or doesn't sound right in English So let's solve this problem. Today, I'll help you break this habit and encourage you to think directly in English. This way, you will sound more natural and speak more fluently, just like a native speaker. This session is for all of you who are thinking in your native language and then translating it into English. So let's not waste our time and get started. Why translating slows you down? Do you know? When you are trying to translate and speak English, you are actually pressurizing your brain. You are giving extra work to your brain. In this process, like translating from your native language, there are two steps. Your brain goes through two steps, thinking in the native language and then converting it into English. This extra step causes delay, and sometimes after translating, the sentence structure is not perfect. You know what? A sentence in your native language might be longer or it might be structured in a different way than English. So when you translate it, there will be little mistakes. Maybe the whole sentence will be a mistake. It is harder to translate word for word, in some languages. In some languages, the verb might come at the end of the sentence, but in English, the verb comes at earlier. So when you translate it, what happens? So it gets mixed up, and the verb appears at the end and it doesn't look like a perfect English sentence. So that is why translating slows you down or makes the sentence look weird. What are the importance of thinking in English? It makes you sound more natural. It will help you speak fluently without pausing. It will make your conversation more smooth. It can also improve your confidence because you are speaking continuously without any breaks in between in English. So you are not trying to translate and you are not stopping in between. This can build your confidence. Also, this can increase your speed. The speed of your speech can be improved or increased by this technique, by thinking in English. If you share something without translating in your head, it will make your conversation less stressed and more engaging. You are talking something very seriously with your friend or with your family or anyone. And a stranger, you are talking about some deep feelings or something very important. And if you stop or if you pause in between, like you are translating each word and you are stopping, pausing a lot in between, it might bring a weird feeling, So there will be more tension in this situation. In the surrounding, there will be a lot of pressure in the surrounding for you, especially for you, and the conversation won't be that smooth or that easygoing. There will be a lot of breaks and it won't be a good conversation. So if you want to have a good conversation with someone or if you want to express yourself more freely, more easily, then stop translating in your head and continuously speak in English however you can. I'm stressing that again. However, you can do it. I'm not telling you to speak in English, the perfect English, the proper English with perfect grammar, with perfect what to say, with perfect pronunciation, with a lot of vocabulary. I'm just asking you to speak in simple English that in your words, in the words that are coming out of you. So stop translating in your head and speak English however you can. Now, if you can't do it, you have started that process from a very long time, like you have been doing this translating in head for a very long time and you can't stop it. I'll give you some practical tips that can help you think in English. To start thinking in English, first you need to immerse yourself in English. First one, immerse yourself in English. So many of you mocked me or made fun of me or even scolded me telling that why am I taking classes in English? Sometimes in my class, I'm talking English with my students. So if you all are present here to learn English, right? So how can you understand what am I speaking? How can you learn English if you already don't know English? And if you listen to these classes, how can it help you? The answer is here. When you listen to this class, when you are listening to something in English, when you are trying to listen to English, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your English skills will improve a lot. You know, what I gave you the first tip to start thinking in English, it is to immerse yourself in English. Like you have the English books right now, I have the Cambridge books from backside of myself. This is a good idea, not only to start thinking in English, to speak in English or to write in English, to read in English. For everything you need to immerse yourself in English. Whatever you are listening, whatever you are watching, whatever you are reading, change everything to English. So if you want to learn English, you need to listen to English. So if you want to improve your English, you need to listen to English. So if you want, you can switch on the subtitles. I already have subtitles here. I mean, subtitles always we use in our English movies like this way, or some podcast. I also use subtitle there if I don't accent the New Zealand accent right now. So I already have cited subtitles here. And if you want to, you can switch it on in any other videos to improve your English. So try to watch it with subtitles if you can't understand it. So that's the answer for your question. Why am I taking classes in English? Sometimes or sometimes not. Now coming back to the first point, immerse yourself in English. So everything should be in English. Whatever you are listening to, reading, writing or speaking, the more you hear or read in English, the more natural it will feel to think in English. So the second tip is to name things around you in English. The second tip is to name things around you in English. So you are walking around your house or your neighborhood. You might see a lot of objects around you. Start naming them silently in English. Like a mouse there, okay, something like that, a phone call there, a table there, something like this way. Such as tree, bird, sky, weather, nature, road, and so many things available there. So there are a lot of objects around you. So try to name them in English. This builds vocabulary and a habit of thinking in English. The third step is to practice with simple thoughts. What you should do is, you should start thinking in English. Simple phrases or sentences like, I'm hungry, I can read, or right now, it is sunny today. So start by thinking simple sentences or simple thoughts in English. So one more thing, you should not stop there. You should move from the short basic thoughts to more complex ideas. I'll give you a simple tip. What you can do is describe your day in English like a story, narrating a story like I'm going to the store or I'm going to the shop. I'll buy some bread, butter, like this way. So I'll pay the shopkeeper, like that. Narrate it like a story. The fourth one is you use English for internal monologue. Okay, so this might sound very scary, but this is very simple. I just give it a very tight, difficult heading. This is the idea of talking to yourself in your head in English. When you are relaxing or doing any kind of work, narrate the actions and your decisions in English in your head. Like for example, if you are cooking, just sometimes we are cooking at our house, at our home or house. So you can say, when the water is boiling, I need to cut the vegetables. So if you are at office, just like I stay now at my office, so I can say, oh, I forgot to submit that file. Or if you are at a school, you can say, oh, I need to talk to my teacher or I need to complete my notes. Like that, whatever you are thinking or any actions that you are doing, think of that in English. Try to learn English in a fun way. So don't make it very stressful for you. More importantly, learn English in such ways like thinking in your head, your activities, or enacting like an actress and sitting in front of the camera and talking about your upcoming movies or what are your future plans, like doing something that is interesting. So you can describe a movie after finishing or after watching it. Then you can describe with your friends. This is a good way to increase your fluency. So the final step and the fifth step is to limit native language English translations. Whenever you are looking for any translation of a word in English, don't search it and find it in your native language. If you are using a dictionary, don't use a dictionary that translates English words to your native language, like in our Bengali. So English always try to translate it into English. So you know the word. The same word can be explained in simple words in English. So try to look for that meanings. Like even in Google, you can find it. Like give the word that you are looking for and give its meaning and ask for its meaning. So you can get a simple meaning of that word. If you want more simple, you can select simple meaning. You will get simple meaning of any word that you are looking for. So start using English to English dictionaries. I recommend you. The name is here. I'm always using the dictionary I'll offer you, Cambridge Online Dictionary. So just go to the Google and press and just search there and input Cambridge Online Dictionary on the search button. Then you'll go to Cambridge Dictionary. And another application I also use, the name is here Word Web. It's a Android app. So you can download it and try to search any of the words you need. So English students or try to find out the meaning of the word from the context. So without translating, try to understand its meaning from the context. So friends and my followers, learning to think in English is a gradual process. It's okay. And it's okay if you feel hard at first with consistent practice. Again, I say, with consistent practice, you can definitely see progress. You will pass with flying colors. I do believe in all of you, so you should also believe in yourself and start working on your English. So now I will give you a little activity like always. Try to do any of the tips that I gave you immediately after watching this video. So guys, this is all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video and I'll be back with a new video soon. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Bye. Tata.